Captain's Log, Friday the 13th, 2026. Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Good on you, you've made it to Friday. Oh, so many shows over the past few months, whenever it's like the middle of the month, and it's Friday the 12th, Friday the 14th, Friday the 11th, what have you. I always pointed out, it's so close to Friday the 13th, and now here we are. Now, a holiday has come up too. Not Valentine's Day. No. That's tomorrow. No, today, Friday the 13th, is National Radio Day. Well, February 13th. It's not every Friday the 13th. Although Friday the 13th is itself its own kind of like holiday, similar to leap year, in that it's not really like it's February 29th, but I mean that it's not occurring every year. It just kind of occurs when it does. I wonder if there are any other holidays like that. Can't think of any at the moment. Anyhow, movies. I thought of a name for this this period of the show. Media Minute, where I discuss the media I engaged with. It's not that great to just all call it like media. Some of it's art, I'd say, but some of it, media. But I mainly wanted the alliteration. Anywho, so watched last week. After doing last week's Captain's Log, In the Earth. This was my father's pick for our weekly film. I gave it 1.5 stars and said, poorly paced, poorly shot, very poorly edited, and a mixed bag of performances ranging from, quote, this person has taken an incredible number of acting classes, unquote, to, quote, this person needs definitions of acting read aloud to them one word at a time, unquote. The tone is very odd. Most of the time, it doesn't seem intentional. There's a moment at the end that's actually funny, since they spent most of the movie building up jokes. That's all I have to praise. So, I didn't like it very much. This is maybe a side effect of going to film school. But near, I think maybe the first third of the film, it can't be past that. I think it's maybe like 20 or 30 minutes in, actually. But the main character, who, by the way, was they need acting read aloud to them. Like, this is a terrible leading performance. Very awkward, and unintentionally awkward. He gives horrible line deliveries, and cannot convey that he's panicking. He does it like in like a normal, this isn't, it's not a very old movie, but remember the Space Jam, the second Space Jam, where LeBron is in Toon World, and he's falling down the cliff, and he goes like, ooh, in just like a monotone voice, like they couldn't get a better take out of him. That's what the guy sounds like when he's panicking. He's like, don't leave me here, and that's how he says it. When he's like trying to escape the crazy guy. It's so dull. Anywho, my point being, they change cameras mid-scene. Well, not mid-scene, but they change. There's a scene where he cuts his foot, and he stumbles. The scene where he stumbles is a different shot. It's shot on a different kind of camera, though. And then it goes back to the original, after that shot, the shot of him on the floor or whatever, back to the regular camera. The shutter speed is noticeably different. Well, maybe noticeably to me, but it's. Then I'm not going to explain what shutter speed is, the whole thing, but I saw it, and it was so out of place. And there's also these like time skips, but it's not that long time skips, but they signal it's a time skip by cutting to black for a few seconds and then cutting to when they've like jumped to. And it's really awkward. I didn't enjoy it. Movie I did enjoy, though, this was my pick this week, obviously recorded before this Captain's Log. I have a bad habit sometimes of watching a movie I know I have to watch like after the Captain's Log, where I should have talked about that movie, but whatever. This is Burn After Reading. I gave it 3 stars, or 3.5 stars, and a like, so enjoyed it. It said, while no shots or editing stand out, it's full of amazing deliveries with no weak performances. It knows what it is and doesn't try to do much more. Fun film. And, yeah, I've seen this before. I don't remember the analyst intro being that long. I knew it started with like the walk into him being like demoted, but I figured that the Linda, like the gym woman, was pretty like early onto the film. I guess it is, but I thought it was in like the first few minutes as well. Like they were setting up all the characters in like a montage. But no, that's a bit into it. Still enjoyed it. I quite liked John Malkovich's character. I think he's a good actor. I'll try and see more of his movies, because he's very professional, despite the fact that he's in a lot of like comedies that are... I don't know, I guess if you've seen him in interviews, you wouldn't expect him to do these movies, but maybe he enjoys them. Oh well. Not much else to say other than that. I do think it's really funny. If you've not seen it, then I don't want to like spoil too much of happens. But this lady... No, I'm not going to spoil it. It's like a movie you'd go to at a party and you'd watch if it's there. I would turn it on to watch it myself because I enjoy the movie. But you're not going to gain much from like watching it. I guess there's not much to spoil, but there's a lot of like half of the jokes are in just the scenarios. It's like an extended sitcom. Which, oh yeah, what an astute observation. But it's funny because what happens is ridiculous. Oh, whatever. But I'd recommend watching it. But again, it's not much. There's not much there, but it being a comedy. But it's a good comedy, and I'd recommend it. Now, the media minute ain't over, folks. We've got one last thing, but if you paid attention on like the Discord or the channel community page at the time this was recorded, you may know what I'm talking about. That is because I've decided to start reading The Meg, a novel of deep terror. That is the name. It is The Meg, a novel of deep terror. So I got the idea. This is idea spawned 2 things. Number 1, the January end of the month show. The last couple minutes where I was belittling Coney, whatever his name was. that was an alias he did. But the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Seek author, as well as some other things, but mainly that. I was belittling his work, and I had such fun that I wanted to do something similar. And on the call, because the guy who directed In the Earth directed the sequel to The Meg, The Trench. And he directed that, and that got me and my father talking about the Meg series, in which I told him, oh, you know that's based off a book series. And he was like, what? And then we pulled up like the Wikipedia plot synopsis for it, and it was absurd. And I don't know how it ends. I mean, I've like seen clips of the movie, so I know there's like a fake out or whatever. But I've decided to read all 9. Yes, there's 9 books in the Meg series. I'm up to chapter 4. I haven't started chapter 4, but I just finished chapter 3. Boy, this book sucks. This book is awful. I'm not surprised it became a blockbuster. I'm not surprised an executive read this book and was like, yeah, we could make a movie out of this. The first chapter is a flashback, give or take a few 100 million years ago, and is a Tyrannosaurus Rex that is hunting, I don't know the name of the creatures, the duckbill. You know in Land Before Time, I'm pretty sure, what's her name, Ducky? The thing that's always riding on Spike, which is the Stegosaurus? Yeah. That little thing, what that grows into is being hunted by a T-Rex. But all the species names, like whatever Ducky is and T-Rex, are italicized. And not only are they italicized each time they are mentioned, they're used as names. So it will say, for example, T-Rex approached the shore. Not the T-Rex approached the shore. It was T-Rex, again italicized, approached the shore. As if it was like Bill approached it. Like just... Perhaps I'm in the wrong here. Maybe that is the scientific way of writing species names, is you treat them as names. I'm unaware of that, and am going to take the piss on that. I could be wrong. I could be belittling something, like, when they don't deserve it. But I'm gonna enjoy belittling right now. That could be, unjust criticism. But the next two chapters, there's criticism galore. So, then, it's Dr. Jonas, or Professor Jonas, giving a lecture explaining what a megalodon is. Now, I don't... when did it take place? It's in, the 90s? I could pull it up now. I think so. Forgive me, I didn't pay that much... I was, focusing while reading it, but I didn't look at, the setting. So, hang on, I actually will. Just for my own curiosity. One moment while I go through them. 1999. November 8th, specifically. Megalodon discovered. Give me a minute here, folks. Found. Oh, god damn it. This isn't giving me, a discovery date. This is, oh, I hate the stupid AI. It gives you an over... I don't want that. When was it discovered? In 1822?! Sorry, Professor, you're a little late in talking about it. That's old news! He's telling he has an auditorium booked. He's got a full house, and he's explaining what a megalodon is. No one there knows. They never watched a documentary, or they never watched Shark Week, and then they mentioned, I remember watching Shark Week, and they had the CGI, in here, ooh, you think the great white's the biggest shark? Ooh, think again. And, oh my god, 1822? So yeah, no, he's delivering old news, apparently, and he gets rightfully heckled by this guy. And he apparently finishes, I don't know why it was such a short lecture, because it's 5 minutes in the book, like he's running late or something. Or I guess we start in like the middle, kind of. We don't see the beginning. I don't know how far we are into his lecture. But he goes on about it. He gets heckled a couple times. He answers some questions about his personal life because he's a little infamous. Because he got 2 guys killed in a submarine accident, and I'm about to find out more about. But he gets heckled, and then he gets ushered off stage. Or no, he doesn't get ushered off. He gets like pulled by his wife because they was late for a party. But I don't know. Maybe it was like a larger seminar that he was at like the tail end of, because it was not a long lecture. Unless the book is doing some time jumps, which it kind of does, but man, 7:12 p.m. Here, hang on. Does the next chapter have? No, it doesn't have a time. Okay, well, anyway, the next chapter is at a party for a news station. And Jonas's billionaire friend, who he just knows from college, is there with his wife, and they're having an affair. And his wife is described as, she could have gone into modeling, but her height was an issue. So obviously the main character's wife's got to be super attractive. I mean, she's having an affair with a billionaire. Spoilers. I mean, this whole segment is just Captain Well takes a piss on a book he doesn't like, but it's more fun to like talk about than read. It's an interesting read. There's interesting choices, but it is just, it's interesting. It's interesting to look at. It's like watching to think of an equivalent like of what I'm going through right now. There's an episode of Seinfeld pretty early on. I think it's called The Triangle. No, it's called The Junior Mint. Anyway, Elaine's dating this guy, and he's sick, and he has to go for surgery. And it's like open chest surgery. They cut him open, and they like exposed to oxygen. Anyhow, and it's in an operating theater, which for some reason Jerry and Kramer are allowed to go into. And Kramer is trying to get Jerry to eat a Junior Mint, and Jerry doesn't want it, so he like forcefully slaps it out of his hand. And the Junior Mint lands in the guy, and the doctors just stitch him up. I feel as though I am in the surgery, in the operating theater, and I've watched that transpire, and I'm just looking at the doctors stitch this guy up. You didn't notice that, huh? You're just gonna leave that in there. You're just gonna leave that character description, that metaphor, that syntax, that's just in the book. Well, ain't that something? But the guy he discovers that his wife is cheating on him by like putting the pieces together while they dance. And he gets drunk and he punches his friend in the face and like stumbles out of the party. And then the one person at his stupid lecture that didn't heckle him or found it interesting comes up and tells him about this secret thing going on. We'll find out more about that next. What a book. Not a good book, but what a book. I'm really not doing it that much justice, I gotta say. I might record an audiobook. I'm so tempted. This book is so bad. I don't think I could do it with a straight face. I'd be chuckling. I'd have to edit. I wouldn't mistake what I'm reading. I'd like start laughing and I'd have to cut it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it like chapter by chapter. When I finish, I'll decide if I want to do an audiobook, so you guys don't have to like, just read through this. Oh well. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes of media minutes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I really want. I didn't want taking the piss of the book to be that long, but it's. I mean, you guys gotta read this. you get it. Maybe I really do need to make that audiobook so I can justify the amount of like time I spend talking about it. Just like you guys need to see this. Okay. I'm sorry. I may have to save this for the end of the month show. I may have to. I don't want every show for the next few months to literally just be me cracking up while describing a book, and then before that movies. So this week I streamed for the first time a little bit. Last stream was on Halloween. I did an art stream, and I quite enjoyed streaming. I often find it very draining, but this time it wasn't that bad. I will say, however, it's probably because my most, like, the first thing I think of when, excuse me, sorry, when I stream, when I think about myself streaming, is my Silksong stream from, like, last September around. Because it was, like, geez. When last? I don't think it was last September. I don't remember. Whatever my Silksong streams were. They were like 9 hours, and I was dead tired after doing them. So I always associate like streaming with just being so exhausted when you're done. And I mean, I was like kind of tired after that one, but it was only, but it was about 3 hours long, and it wasn't that bad. It was mainly just me chat. I mean, granted, that's because like 2 hours of it were just like essentially grinding while answering questions. And then last hour was like actually playing Helldivers and getting my ass kicked because Cyberspan's really hard. But I would probably be open to doing it more, but not for very long. So I think that's the sweet spot. If I just have like, if I don't go above 3 hours very often, I'm always doing like 2, maybe 2.5 hour streams. Not always. And I'm not going to do this regularly. I'm not going to have a scheduled stream, because I don't like the idea of editing a stream into a video. I wouldn't be like opposed to doing it, because there is a game called Crab Meat that's coming out in March that I would be open to streaming, and then I would like edit that, like, and it's described as being less than 4 hours, so I would play for the entire game on stream, and then I'd like edit it into like a short supercut video, which I've described as wanting to make a while ago, but I don't want every single supercut to just be like an edited down stream. And I don't want to, I guess I just don't want to stream that often, but I enjoyed streaming. It was similar, but different to recording regular videos, because I mean, I don't do that much editing for regular videos. So granted, that's really just kind of like, but it's, I don't know, there's something about being able to like just talk to your audience live, just like right there on the air. And also, I don't know, I'm always fascinated with radio. That's why I knew it was National Radio Day, but something about just being like live entertainment and being able to like talk to the audience while you're doing it. It's so novel. Like actually like broadcasting through, it's not through the airwaves. I know that it's the internet, but I like to think of it as like through the airwaves. It sounds cooler that way. It sounds more akin to radio or like TV. But no, it's the internet. Anyway, might do more of them. Don't know if I'll do anyone soon. I mean, honestly, I think that like, when did it come out? Like March 10th? Hell, I looked up when the Megalodon was discovered. I think I can look this up. Give me a second, again. And there's a publisher sale on Resident Evil. File, look at this. Nah, that's later. Alright, hang on, crab meat. Should be coming out the 10th of March, right? Yes, the 10th of March. Mario Day. I'm not gonna be doing anything for Mario Day except streaming crab meat, I guess. So yeah, no, that's the next confirmed stream. Other than that, I don't know. If we get stuck in Dark Souls 2 again, maybe I'll stream grinding enemies to clear a path again. And that was a decent one. I'm just doing questions. I always like answering questions. I know it's probably gonna, like, lose its novelty. Not for me. I'll never get sick of talking about myself. I'm my favorite subject. But, like, eventually you're gonna run out of questions to ask. It'll be, you'll ask the question of Captain, when are you gonna start doing Q&A? This is like the 5th hour-long Q&A. We know everything about you. Oh well. It's fun. I had some other, points. Well, it was just an anecdote. Anyway, I can get into that next week. And next week, I promise, I'm not gonna go off on the Meg for as long. In fact, I may not go off on it until the 27th. But if I save it, then it'll be more to talk about, because I'll have read more. I don't want the entire 27th show to be me dogging on the Meg, even though it deserves it. Anyway, that's all. Happy Radio Day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.